Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees, to deprive the poor of their rights and withhold justice from the oppressed of my people, making widows their prey and robbing the fatherless. What will you do on the day of reckoning when disaster comes from afar? To whom will you run for help? Where will you leave your riches? Nothing will remain but to cringe among the captives or fall among the slain. Yet for all of this, his anger is not turned away. His hand is still upraised. You can't take anything with you. You can't take anything with you. The only thing that matters in this life is what happens at the end, because life is like this. You're here for one moment and then you're gone. All your wealth, everything you've accumulated, all your pictures, all your books, all your photos, all your paintings, all your houses, all your accolades, degrees, everything you have, it's nice for one moment, but even while you're enjoying it, it slips away. So what's the remedy to all of that? The remedy is don't worry. Don't worry about what you're going to eat. Don't worry about where you're going to live. Don't worry about what clothes you're going to wear. Don't worry about how great your job is or how much money you're making. Seek his kingdom first. Then all these things will be given to you. Because when you have God on your side, when you're doing the right things, when you're putting God first, there's nobody that can stop you. There's some people that's rich in this life, wealthy in this life. And when I say wealthy, they get a lot of money in the bank. They have a lot of assets. They have a lot of stocks. They have a lot of real estate, cryptocurrency, gold, cars, art, you name it. But they can't save themselves. No matter how much so-called wealth they have, they can't save anything. It means nothing at the end of the day. Because when you go, you go. Yes, you'll leave it to some other people, your family, so on and so forth. But what matters most is that you're building a kingdom in heaven. You're building a treasure in heaven. So I want to make this video tonight that dives directly into how none of us should be worrying about our lives. We should be doing things. We should be taking care of people. We should be making things happen. But at the end of the day, it's nothing to worry about, because we cannot add a single hour to our lives by worrying about any of it, anything. Luke chapter 12, verses 22 to 34. Luke chapter 12, 22 to 34. Verse 22. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. Life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens, they do not sow or reap. They have no storeroom or barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds. Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to his life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? Consider how the lilies grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon, in all his splendor, was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will he clothe you, O you of little faith? And do not set your heart on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about it, for the pagan world runs after all such things, and your Father knows that you need them. But seek his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give to the poor. Provide purses for yourselves that will not wear out, a treasure in heaven that will not be exhausted, where no thief comes near and no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." So the point is, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. Don't worry about what you're going to eat. Don't worry about the fancy clothes you're going to wear. Don't worry about the fancy dinner that you're going to eat. Do not put your whole emphasis on these things, because at the end of the day, they're meaningless. It says here in verse 29, do not set your heart on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about it. Verse 30, for the pagan world runs after all such things, and your Father knows that you need them. So God knows that we need these things. Jesus told us that God knows that we need a roof over our head. We need food in our stomach. We need money to be able to transact in this society that we live in. We have to work to pay the bills in the society that we live in. But don't set your heart on them, because that's not what life is all about. Life is all about providing purses for yourselves that will not wear out, a treasure in heaven that will not be exhausted, where no thief comes near and no moth will destroy, where nobody can take it from you, nobody can seize your assets in heaven, because that's with God. And God is more powerful than anything or anybody, anywhere in the universe. No entity can destroy God. No entity can combat with God. This is the mindset that we need to have as believers, that nobody can push us around. Nobody can do anything to us. Yes, it's nice to have some money. Yes, it's nice to go out and have a good meal. Yes, it's nice to take a trip somewhere. It's great to have memories, to enjoy things. God knows that we need these things. But it's not the end all be all. We should not worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. We should not worry about what's going to happen next year. These should not be the focal point of our lives. The focal point of our lives should be providing purses for ourselves in heaven that will not wear out. Having the character, having the fruits of the Spirit, providing for ourselves treasures in heaven that nobody can steal, that no government can take away, that nobody can tax you on. This is the life that's truly life. Now more than ever, with all this going on, this should be our mission. These should be the things that we should be focusing on. And that in turn will allow us to have better families, better societies, better experiences in life, better people that we associate with, by us not worrying about the things that the pagan world runs after and that God knows that we need. But he says in verse 31, seek his kingdom, and these things will be given to us as well. So keep your heart from being worried about the world. And these are things that Jesus said to his disciples, to us who are also his disciples. If we deny ourselves day after day and put him first, we are his disciples. And there's nobody out there that can take that away from us. There's nobody can seize that from us. Nobody can take away these important things that we have with God, these important assets, these treasures in heaven that we're building day after day, that we're cultivating by the fruits of the Spirit. These are the things that we need to think about, because these are the things that are most important, that are going to give us the most joy out of life, that's going to allow us to have the best experiences, the best friends, the best wife, the best husband, the best kids. These are the things that give us the most joy, by putting God first, seeking his kingdom, by having a relationship with him. Consider the ravens, the birds of the air. They do not sow, they do not reap, they have no storeroom, they have no barn, yet God feeds them. I was looking outside yesterday, spending some time with a couple friends. I was looking at the bunnies eating. I was watching the bunnies eat. They have no storeroom. They have to come out at a certain time, on a certain time of the day, and they're eating the grass. They don't take anything with them, because they don't do that. But God feeds them. God takes care of us in his own way, in our own way for us. Yes, we're more advanced than the bunnies. We're more advanced. But we need to have the same mindset as the bunny. Don't worry. Don't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. The lilies, they spin. The lilies, they grow. They do not labor or spin. But not even Solomon, the wisest man in the universe, was dressed like one of these. Now, if that's how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown in the fire, how much more will he clothe us? Us of little faith. Have faith, ladies and gentlemen. You can do anything. You can have faith to move mountains. You can have faith to do things beyond your wildest imaginations. Cultivate it. Believe that you can do it. Have faith that God can move mountains in your life. But don't worry. Don't worry about the small things. Focus on building your purse, providing your purse in heaven that nobody can ever steal or destroy. If you found the video helpful, like it, share it with anybody that you love, anybody that you feel like that this would help. If you want to subscribe to the community I built, BereanMan.locals.com, the link will be down there below. I'll be making some more videos soon. Time is short, ladies and gentlemen. Time is short. I'm out.